To be or not to be, that is the question. A huge 414-year-old question that I bet Shakespeare wrote because adults asked him when he was little what he would be all the time. To be something, you have to start with being a being. So you spend the first 9 months bubbling away, getting your brain and your limbs and things until you're born. To be someone. You are this someone. So you spend your first couple of years being a bit of a squidgy blob. You're developing your sense of self, but it doesn't totally count because you could still fit in a drawer. But then you get to 4, 5 and 6. Can you remember being 6? Things you really, really liked or really, really didn't like. Doing up the Velcro on your new shoes over and over and over again, much to the joy, I'm sure, of your parents and the people on the bus near you. Waking up excited because you get to pour your own cereal, ensuring you get all the delicious sugary bits and definitely not a raisin. You've learned to ride a bike. The sense of freedom is amazing. It's well worth all the scabby knees. Eating peas is tricky, but when you manage to get from plate to fork to mouth, you are triumphant. You hear a song on the radio and it makes you want to dance. Just to do some moves, just move your body about, so you do. You put on a snazzy outfit and dance. At school, kids are bigger than you, which sometimes can make you a little bit nervous. They do mainly ignore you though, and you have a best friend, which makes you feel brave. At lunch, you are served cold lumpy custard, which is still fairly exotic. Adults, when you're 6, are still quite cool, though they do weird adult things like a weekly shop with a list and watering the houseplants. They also do things like hoovering, driving and working. They go to work. And when they come back from work, they're often very tired and they need 5 minutes and a glass of wine. They ask you things like, what will you be when you grow up? Which is a really big question, right? I mean, I'm 34 and it feels huge, let alone asking someone who's only recently stopped being a squishy blob living in a drawer. So what did you imagine you would be when you were 6? Maybe a teacher, a doctor, a lawyer, a girl, a boy, a dog? My best friend Sue really wanted to be this dog. She would wear dog ears, insist on eating from a bowl on the floor, and would only answer to woof for a year. That's commitment, isn't it? You know. I wanted to be able to fly so much. I would flap my arms and feet in sort of increasingly desperate attempts to leave the floor, desperate to fly. When I got up to change the channel on the TV, I would make my dad close his eyes so I could fly across the room. He would say he could hear the patter of feet. He definitely didn't. It was the flapping of arms. I can fly, I promise. So what did you imagine you would be? Maybe something that is a little bit different, not on the drop-down menu of a car insurance website. Maybe something like an astronaut or a beekeeper, a chocolate taster or a dancer, an engineer, a French teacher, a gardener, a hat designer, an ice sculptor, jelly maker, knitter, lifeguard, magician's assistant, nurse, opera singer, pilot, even though you are afraid of heights. Ooh, what about a quick sketch artist? Madam, I'm sure you'll agree this is a very good likeness. A romance specialist, a superhero, a tattooist, undercover spy, a vet, a water slide tester, a xylophone repairer, a yawn counter at a sleep clinic, or a zoologist. I'll also add in archaeologist, shopkeeper and teepee dweller from my very own personal list. What if you could go back and talk to your 6-year-old self and ask them what they dreamt of being before, dreams get a bit squashed by adult realities of money, mortgages and managers? What if you could find some sort of time capsule from this younger you, like a book you'd written, your very own version of War and Peace, suggesting what you might become? Join me next time when I'll be reading From Mooneyland, written by 6.5-year-old Jana Kennedy, a tale of two children who go on an adventure to the moon and make monster costumes with aliens. Spoiler alert, it does involve flying, but it's not to be missed. See you next time.